Check it out, guys. We got a new brushed ESC from MS Racing. This is an inexpensive and powerful little brushed ESC capable of up to 8.4 volts output on this thing and 2 to 3S capable. And priced at just 23 bucks, this has the potential to be a great upgrade for your brushed mini crawler. Let's open this thing up and take a look. We got the specs on the back of the package here. You can see the red anodized casing right in the front. Get a variety of different battery plugs here. Boy, I love how small this thing is. Look at super tiny footprint on this. Really nice looking unit here. It's got the red anodized top to it. It's got the kind of raw unfinished edges on the top corners of these pieces here. Black case underneath. JST plug as standard, but we do get a variety of different options like I said. I don't know if it's waterproof. Let me check the specs if it's waterproof or not. It's fully waterproof in all conditions. Very cool. Got the measurements in here as well. 17.2 millimeters wide. 27.2 millimeters long, 10.4 millimeters thick. Compare that to some other ESCs here. Here it is. The first thing that came to mind was the Enduro, the MB100, the brushed ESC, which I really like. This is a great upgrade, similarly priced to the new MS Racing model here. But look at the size difference between the two. The MS model, probably half, maybe even less than half of the overall footprint. One of my biggest gripes about this one from Enduro was the size. Man, this thing really solves that with this tiny little footprint. Reminds me of the micro Python from FuriTech. Speaking of Python, if we look at it against the regular Python from FuriTech, again, significantly smaller than that. So I would compare this to the micro Python actually. This is going to be great for tight spaces and just helping with a nice, clean, effective layout on here. Or if you want to pair this with an SCX24, a stock V1 or V3 setup, you're going to be able to piggyback this with that 2-in-1 combo and not add a big bulky piece of electronics. As I mentioned, this is a 25 amp ESC. It is capable of up to 3S. We do have the option for an 8.4 volt output on this. Now the 8.4 volt output is only capable with 3S on this. And there are some settable parameters on here. Just looking how this is. I'm toggling between the three outputs, the 6 volt, 7.4 and the 8.4 volt, for example. We've got settable parameters here. You can also adjust your throttle setting. So if you want like a crawler, typical crawler setup, which is defaulted straight forward and backwards, you can also set it to forward brake reverse if you want to. I have to find one of my brushed mini crawlers here to put it in, but we're going to throw it in a build and see how it does. And we'll also check out the parameter settings too. All right, guys, I'm going to be putting this in my MB24 build here, my purple one, which was running the FuriTech Lizard Pro. These two are much more comparable in size. Still, the MS Racing unit, noticeably smaller, similar in length, definitely thinner, just overall smaller. Also going to be putting in the new MS Racing, the 8 kilogram Servo that they just released here for the micro crawlers. This is a good one too. Nice budget servo here. This is capable of up to 8.4 volts and 0.075 seconds at that. So I'm anxious to see how this does. We're going to be replacing the Emax that's in there currently. All right, guys, so in addition to your battery adapters, like what we have right here, you also get motor wire adapters too. So we're going to be using the Mofo RC Torque Beast X here, which has this kind of PH 2.0 style connector. We've got this adapter right here that's going to make it super simple to plug that in. So several different options for mini crawlers and motors here. All right, guys, so we got it installed. Check this thing out. I love how small it is. Fits on there perfectly. Takes up no space, which is exactly what I was looking for. It says excellent. Running it on my little Gens Ace 200 milliamp 3S pack. It's running default settings right now. I think it's 6.4 is what it's defaulted to on the output. 6 volt. 6 volts default on the servo output. Still pretty quick. Let's see how it runs. It's a little whiny. I don't know if that picks up on camera. It does have a bit of a high-pitched shriek to it. Reminds me of a toned-down version of the stock SCX24. Yeah, it's pretty loud. That's louder than I was expecting. Slow crawl is decent. It jumps, when it engages here. Let's see, you can see the red light come on when it starts, and then there's a little bit of gap, and then it kind of lurches. That could be because of the motor. The Mofo RC motor is very punchy. It's really difficult to get good slow crawl out of this thing, I've found, unless you're running a pretty high-end ESC. So this could work much smoother on a different motor. Once you get it going, though, like that's pretty good right there. I just get it, just get that first jump, and then I can slow it down. It's not bad. All right, well, we're operational. I haven't tried the programming yet, only because I find the settings and the instructions to be very complicated and convoluted. I'm not quite sure how to do this. I need the shop mini RC, man. I need you here to do a deep dive into this thing to help us with the programming. I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure this thing out. There's a press and hold, there's a long press, and then there's a loop sequence, but I don't know how to select the BEC parameter. It's not clear to me. I'm going to mess around with this and see. But you use the power button as your functionality to go through your parameters. I'm not going to try to fumble my way through it right now. I want to get to know it a little bit better. I'll circle back with you guys when I figure it out. But it is all on the instructions. As complicated as it is, they are there. So I'm out here in the backyard, and the cicadas are here in Cape Cod, and the noise is unbelievable. This has got to translate on camera. I'm using my lapel microphone, which does a good job, but holy cow, it is deafening and it is all consuming. Like, these things are everywhere. I can find them on here. Like, they're all through the trees. See a bunch of them right in there. Gosh, it's crazy. All right, let's try this thing out. Still running the 3S. These may or may not be new MS Racing tires. Pretty rad. You will see more of these in the future, but this is just a prototype for now. ESC feels really good out on the rocks, much better than it did on the bench. It does have that hitch with that mofo motor. I'm sure it would be better with a different motor. That X just has such huge magnets in it. It takes a lot of juice to get that thing going. Once it's rolling, this thing's very easy to control, nice and smooth. Even outdoors with all the insects around me, I can still hear the whine from that ESC, which really surprises me. For it's like 22 bucks though, I can't complain too much. This is definitely leaps and bounds above the stock 2-in-1 setup on the SCX 24s. And if you were building a brushed build from the ground up, wouldn't hesitate to get this thing. We're just so spoiled with electronics now. Got high expectations, but a lot of bang for the buck here. That programmable feature, as difficult as it is available. So to have that functionality and the performance that I'm getting out of this, which is excellent. Look at that slow crawl. It's such a low price tag. Really great value here. Really like to see what MES is doing. They're a really innovative group over there. I love to see the stuff that they're coming out with. Oh, I'm gonna run over a cicada right now. There's one. You better move, buddy. Look out! Look out! Oh, there's another one right there. All right, cool. I'm gonna keep messing around. I'm not gonna record a whole lot just because it is so noisy. But nice new option for MS Racing here. Definitely great to have that small footprint and the capabilities of this. I'm excited to see if I can figure out the programming feature. I want to up the voltage, capitalize on that new servo that's on there. And that combined with these new tires, this build is going to the next level, and I'm digging it. All right, guys, so I think I got the programming down. I'm going to try to show you guys how to do this. I'm still learning, but it's not as cumbersome as I initially thought. So what we're going to do to enter the parameter setting, we're going to press and hold the power button on the ESC. Then we're going to plug our battery in. We're going to continue holding it. Now we're in our settings here. So it's beeping for each parameter. So 3 beeps is the third parameter. Then it will repeat. I want to get into parameter number 1. So when it gets to 1 beep again, I'm going to release it and do one more cycle here. All right. Should be in the BEC setting now, so it's beeping twice. That's 1, 2, 3. That should be 8.4 volts. Now I'm just going to let it time out. I think that does it. That's what worked last time. So now if we turn this back on, oh yeah, much faster. Cool. So that wasn't as cumbersome as I thought. It's a little daunting looking at the instructions, but I got the hang of it. A couple of cool new products from MS Racing here. I like them both here. I like the Servo and I really like the ESC. Since the ESC was really the focal point of this video, let's focus on that to wrap this up. So for 22 bucks, 23 bucks, there's a lot of bang for the buck here, especially if you're doing a brush build or you're just looking for a quick upgrade for your SCX24. That stock 2-in-1 with the SCX24 is begging for an ESC upgrade, particularly the V3s. When you start upgrading those, they really start to fall apart. This is going to be a great solution, especially with the super small footprint of this thing. You're going to be able to piggyback that onto your stock 2-in-1, get much better performance out of it. The programmable parameters are an extra bonus, although it is a little cumbersome to tune that without any type of app or menu or anything like that. But going through the instructions, little patience applied, I was able to figure these things out, got the BEC settings exactly where I want them. So it is cool to have that functionality. With the various motor plugs and battery adapters, you're going to be able to use this on a variety of different mini crawlers. So it's going to be a nice upgrade to your Ascent 18, your TRX 4M, your SCX 24. Just know that the TRX 4M and the Ascent 18, you're going to need to upgrade your radio system to run a new ESC like this, as it will not piggyback onto those stock systems. Performance was good. It's a little hard to tell. I want to try it on some different brushed motors. The Mofo Torque Beast X, like I said, has massive magnets in it, and it's really difficult to get that slow crawl off the bottom. So I'm optimistic that with a different motor, I'd probably see some better performance, mimicking more of a brushless setup. Right now, it's a little jerky in this build. Once you get it moving, though, you can really slow that thing down, give you great precision throttle control with this ESC. It's noisy, though. That was one thing that caught me off guard. It does put out that significant whine, very reminiscent of a stock SCX24 or TRX 4M setup. Not to the same volume that those put out that whiny noise, but nonetheless, it does make some high-pitched squeals. I wouldn't let that deter you from buying it, as I do think the performance benefits of this far outweigh the inconvenience of the noise. But guys, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of this new brushed ESC from MS Racing? I'll put a link in the description down below and where you can pick this up for yourself, along with the Servo as well. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in the next video.